Welcome back, horror lovers! The story of the smiling man was published on Reddit in 2012. Blue Title, the user who wrote it, declared that it wasn't just another creepypasta, but something that actually happened to him in real life. Every now and then, Title liked to go out for a walk pretty late at night. He enjoyed the feeling of solitude and how quiet the streets were at those hours. However, one night, everything changed. It was 2 in the morning and Title was taking a walk in the park close to his apartment. There was little traffic and almost nobody else was around. When he finished his walk, he went down the side street to return home. However, at the other end of that street, he could distinguish the silhouette of a man dancing. It was a strange dance, kind of like a waltz, but taking strange steps forward. Then it seemed that the man started dancing towards Title. He assumed that that man was drunk, so he tried to ignore him and kept walking. However, the dancing man kept getting closer and closer, and that's when Title could see him better. He was very tall and slim and was wearing an old suit. His eyes were unnervingly open and his head was slightly tilted backwards looking at the sky. In his mouth, it looked like a caricature due to his wide and exaggerated smile. Title started feeling uncomfortable and decided to cross the street. However, when he reached the other side, he could see that the man had stopped dancing. The man was now parallel to him, looking at the sky with an even wider smile. Nervous, Title kept on walking forward, and when he looked at his side again, the smiling man was gone. For a moment, Title felt relieved, until he realized that smiling man had crossed the street and was now bent over. Title couldn't distinguish him clearly due to the darkness, but he was sure the strange man was in front of him. And suddenly, the man started to move towards Title, taking gigantic and exaggerated steps, looking like a strange cartoon stalking someone. Title froze in shock, seeing the man approaching until he stopped a couple of meters from him. The man then smiled more excessively while looking upwards. The only thing Title could do was emit a high-pitched, "What?" The strange man didn't react. He just stayed there, smiling. And then, after what felt like an eternity, the smiling man slowly turned around and started dancing away. Title saw how the man danced away until he lost sight of him. But suddenly, the shadow started coming back, and the man was no longer dancing but running. Title immediately ran away, heading towards more illuminated streets with more traffic. And as he ran, he kept looking back to make sure that creepy man was no longer chasing him. From that point on, Title never went out for walks at night ever again. He was terrified of bumping once more into that horrible man and his terrifying smile. He was sure that smiling man wasn't just some random drunk guy, but a horrifying being on the loose, terrorizing the streets at night. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. And if you want to see more Draw My Life horror videos, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode.